welcome to the channel. This is our first video and I thought a bit of an intro of who we are, what we found in our first year as being caravan newbies, and just some of the sort of hints and tips and things that we found really useful, things that we didn't expect, but also some of the tips we found throughout the first year of caravanning as well. So yeah, as every YouTuber will say, please can you subscribe and drop a like on this video, it really does help us out. And again, I'd love to hear what you would like to see on the channel going forward. This will be a mix of caravan ones as well as our family trips. We've got a trip to Disney coming up very soon, so I want to vlog that as well, just to show you some of the sort of activities that we do, the process and the flow of that process as well. So who are we? So we are a rather large family of 6. There's myself, Martin, my wife, Louisa. We've got 2 17-year-old children, some from a previous marriage, myself, Josh, and a stepdaughter called Mia. We have a 13-year-old stepson, Matteo, and our little boy, Romero, who is our one between us. So we tend to find that we travel as a 3 with Romero, and Matteo will become with a number of trips as well. And again, he's in the background being 13, helping with all the technical stuff, editing, putting the videos together as well. So I better start with why did we go and get a caravan? So I suppose, me personally, I was brought up around caravans from a very young age. My parents had caravans, still got caravans now to today. So I knew what freedom it brought. I remember going to campsites in Cornwall, all across the UK as a young child, and how much fun they were, meeting new people, just being near the beach, the entertainment in the evenings. The wife, she's never come from it. She's done a couple of static caravans in the past. But I think what really started us really thinking about caravanning was prior to COVID. So the wife was pregnant with Romero, and we decided we didn't fancy flying to get out to Spain or something, so let's hire a motorhome. So we hired twice actually. I hired a motorhome with me and Matteo, and the 4 of us went around the UK, and they absolutely loved it. Obviously, this was a few years ago; they were a bit younger, but they enjoyed the freedom. They enjoyed the little jobs of filling up the water tank, emptying the toilet, silly things like that. Actually, really enjoyed. They liked the freedom of not having to wait at an airport for 2 hours or be at the airport 2 hours early, go through queues, etc. So that's really what brought us to thinking around caravanning, and why not a motorhome? So was down in Weymouth, struggled to find a place to park the motorhome, found somewhere, thought I was safe, come back later that day, £30 parking ticket. So this is what switched us to a caravan, being able to park up a base, our home, somewhere, and be able to jump into a car and drive to the seaside, drive to a restaurant, wherever it may be, not having to take a big motorhome. Don't get me wrong, I think in the future, when it's just me and the wife, I think we will look at just having a motorhome, touring across Europe. We're only a bit older, the kids have moved out, etc., which again could be a number of years away now. Also, I've worked from home now for a number of years prior to COVID as well. I'm now looking at it as a work from anywhere rather than work from home. As long as I've got a stable internet connection, I can work anywhere. So why not go down to the coast in the summer if I'm working and Louisa's looking after Romero and Matteo? Why not go somewhere where they can go down to the beach for the afternoon? So when did we get the van and what made us choose the caravan we're in today? So we picked it up in December 22, but we had a few months prior to that looking around, looking at the market. I was in a position where I was looking to change the vehicle, my car, so I was able to match a car to the caravan that we wanted. So my parents have been going up to White Arches in Rushden for many years now, bought many caravans, really good experience from delivery, handover to service. So again, for me personally, that was, I'd rather go on a family recommendation to go somewhere I know will look after us going forward. So we popped up there one weekend, had a look around. Yeah, looked at a number of different layouts. Obviously, coming into this now, we're seeing 8-foot wide caravans as well. Louisa jumped into the Swift Challenger X850. Instantly fell in love with it. I think it was the L-shape front layout, front sofa, the design of having the TV on the wall, and being 8-foot wide, the extra bit of space. With row being 3/4 now, having that extra bit of space in the front rather than 2 bench seats really played into, actually, if it is a bit wet or a bit cold, we want to be in the caravan, there's enough space for a row to play on the floor, it's a bit more open. So it worked really well. Then it had the middle bathroom. So for us, having that middle bathroom worked really well. So when we've got row, we've got the old ones with us, we can be asleep on the fixed bed in the back. They can come into the van and use the toilet without disturbing us. Be able to block that middle piece off, just felt practical, felt simple for us. And I really like the idea of the 2 doors on each side of the Caravan as well. So I think that's what really drove us. Lou turned around and said, if we're going to get a Caravan, that's what I want. So that then really made me think, okay, what size vehicle? The X850 being a twin axle, it's 1799 weight, so I need something quite big. So we settled on a BMW X5 30D, and yeah, really happy with that. It's a great tow car, really comfortable. We've got 7 seats as well if we need to, and it gives the practicality. It's a heavy car, tows the Caravan really well. I did look down the Land Rover Discovery routes, really like them. Lou's not so keen, but again, from a reliability standpoint, I felt the BMW was probably just a bit of a safer bet as well. So yeah, we picked it up in December. We went to the Caravan show in October as well at the NEC. Had a look around at some new Caravans. We knew that we were going to step into it. We knew the X850 was what we liked with the colour, the layout, the size, etc. But we had a look around. We saw the 2023 Challenger X850, and we just didn't feel it as much. They changed some of the colour schemes inside. Some of the materials had changed, and it just didn't feel right. And on top of that, it was extra £2,000 on top of the original list price as well. So we spoke to Conrad at White Arches, who was actually at the show as well. They still had a brand new 850, a 2022 850 in stock. With it being towards the end of the year, they were doing deals, so actually we saved some more money. Got the starter kit with it as well, so we've got an awning and the aqua roll and the waste master and all that comes with it, and a lot cheaper than a brand new 23 X850. So that's what really put us to that as well. So yes, some people might turn around and say, that's a really big Caravan for your first Caravan, twin axle. But what I found this year, being a twin axle, it's really stable on the road. I've got the right car. I'm looking at the nose weights, etc. I've towed with a friend with a single axle Caravan in a bit of a strong wind, and you could see the single axle van moving. Didn't feel anything with a twin axle, so it felt with a lot more confidence. Don't get me wrong, it is a steep learning curve with the width, the overhang when you swing around corners. We've put a motor mover on it as well to help move it into position on sites, but throughout the year, the confidence in reversing it has also grown as well. So yeah, we settled on the Swift Challenger, and again, throughout the year, when we've been to the Caravan show this October, there isn't anything out there that I think, wow, I really want that, I want to upgrade. With the price differences and some of the things that you get, maybe an onboard water tank, underfloor heating, they're nice to have, but are they, to us, worth that extra cost? But no, we're so happy with the Swift. We've had one warranty claim, which I'll go do another video on that at some point. But again, that for via White Arches was rectified really quickly with no issues or no hassle as well. So being Caravan newbies, did we do the right thing, jumping in 2 feet, getting the Caravan and taking it and exploring? For me personally, yes, loved every minute this year. I've grown in confidence, we've learned a lot. We've done multiple trips, we've had a week in Cornwall, a week in Devon, we've done multiple weekends. We also use the Caravan when we go to car shows, so we're a bit in the modified car world. We've got a car that we've taken out, the RS3. We found last year and the year before that we'd go to shows that were weekend long, end up staying in hotels. We thought, well, actually, why don't we use the Caravan? We've got our own space. There's hundreds of campsites from pitch up from the Caravan Club located all over the UK. Why not use it? So we've done a few trips like that, long weekends with friends as well, which has been great fun. So yeah, I really do feel that we've learned a lot. There's some things that we've now changed, now I will change and going forward around what we do and how we prepare. Different ways we store the Caravan as well. That changed from the very start to where we are today as well. So some of the things that we learned and some of the things that we now do. One thing we learned very quickly we wanted to do was book an extra night. So if we were going just for the weekend, plan to be home Sunday, would book Sunday night just to stay on the site a bit longer. Having that rush of having to be off site between 10 and 12, most sites are in the UK, really put a stress of, actually, we've got to get everything packed up, put away, ready for 10 o'clock in the morning. We then lose Sunday for doing something. We tried a couple of times paying extra for a late checkout. 9 times out of 10, they were between 2 and 3 o'clock. So again, a few extra hours, but for the price, it's actually better for us just to book an extra night, which then led to, from a towing point of view, making life a lot easier. So Cornwall it's about a 5.5 hour trip from where we are based in central UK down to Cornwall. We left at 7 o'clock in the evening, drove through the night back home. That actually made life so much easier for us, be able to have quieter roads, taking our time, getting back to the storage site notifying them in advance that we're coming back late. Really worked well. So now every time we book to go away, we always book the extra nights. We get that last day to take our time tidying. We want to make sure when we take the caravan back, we've given it a clean, put everything away, but also enjoy some time where we are. The last thing we want to do is be rushing around, trying to then find somewhere to park so we can go somewhere for a few hours in the afternoon with the caravan still attached to the car. So that did remove a lot of the stress of coming home. I think what we've also found is I need to make sure I've got time prior to going and coming home, an extra day off each side, just to help out get everything back together. We've had a few times this year where I've come back, gone back to work and been extremely busy, so it's left a lot of pressure on Louisa to try and get everything cleared out. So again, like I say, happy wife, happy life, taking an extra time, half a day or whatever it is at each side, just to help out to get things loaded as well. So one thing we did do is we originally had the caravan on the driveway, and we're quite fortunate down the side of our house. We've got a 3-car driveway and a garage. So the caravan fitted with a car in front. And don't get me wrong, love to have a caravan on the driveway. Meant I can go into it, spend the night in it, give it a clean, use it in an office. But we also found that when we'd go away, we'd end up loading up with things that we might need. Which then, on the flip side, from a nose weight point of view, concerned me a bit. Still being the newbie to towing and the newbie to caravanning, I wanted to try and keep things as level as possible and as simple as possible. So we were quite lucky in the sense that we've actually got a caravan storage site. It's a platinum grade storage site, literally 5 minutes away from our front door, which is really handy. So we put the caravan in storage now, and yes, it's nice because it is only 5 minutes away. It does have disadvantages where I can't get to clean the outside of the caravan, so they are building a caravan wash, but that should be next year. So I still need to bring it home now and then to give it a clean. But what that has given us is we are only taking what we need to take. So again, yes, we could come down a few days before, start loading the van up, but what we've found over this year is we load the car up. So I've now got the weight distributed in the caravan to have the correct nose weight on the front of the caravan. If we do need to put something in the van, it tends to be either a case or a buggy that can go in the bathroom area over the twin axle, and keeps that nose weight perfect. So it means now I can literally load the car up, get to the storage, hook the van up and go. It's towed so much better. The first few times of going away, we also had different nose weights at the front, trying to use a nose gauge to guide where it is. Really impacted how it towed on the road, especially in the wind going past Arctics on motorways. It really did have a massive difference each time it went away. Whereas since it's been in storage and we've just loaded the car up to go, it has been a dream to tow. It's filled me with more confidence. I know what I'm doing. And the one thing I did pick up when we was towing was the caravan mirrors. So as I mentioned earlier, we got a starter bundle as part of buying a new caravan. That included some clip-on Malenko mirrors. My dad's been using them for years, never had any issues, so I thought, great, perfect. What I found with the X5 is the mirror caps, if you over tighten them, can be quite, you hear cracking, so it does concern me that they're breaking. And I did find they vibrated a lot as well. I had a good view of vision on each side of the caravan, but looking online, did a bit of research, I came across UK mirrors that are designed specifically to go around the mirror case. So looking on eBay, managed to pick a second-hand setup, only been used a handful of times, really good condition. First time I put them on, really easy to put on, clipped around the actual casing of the mirror, strapped on quite tightly and nicely. That first time I towed, it changed it for me. There was no vibrations, I had really good vision out each side. So for me personally, for people that are starting to tow or new to towing, a good set of mirrors plays a massive part. Having that confidence of knowing that your mirrors are secure, they're not shaking around, and you've got clear visibility, made a world of difference for me towing and my confidence as well. So what have we found over the year that's really helped us? So we have invested in, you could say, toys or gadgets. What I want to try and do is when we go away is make it as comfortable and as enjoyable as possible. We're in the world, as you know, today of connected devices. We need to be able to get onto Netflix for the evening, for Netflix and chill, watch a movie with the kids. If I'm out working, be able to have a stable network connection. So I've got an unlimited data plan on my phone, but again, it was hit and miss being in the van. So we did buy and install the MaxView Roam Wi-Fi on the caravan. Been great, not had an issue. Went to a data-only SIM that's from Smarty. I think I pay £16 a month, it's unlimited data. It's been great. The kids were using, we went away down to Dorset. They were on their phones the whole time, no issues with connections, really good signal and no issues at all. So again, that was really helpful. Works great for me for working. I can jump on a online meeting quite happily, do my sort of Salesforce activities, no issues at all. So again, just makes that a little bit easier. The other big purchase was the air conditioning unit. So I've always toyed with the idea, just to try and make it comfortable as we sleep in the caravan. We've also got a dog that we come with us. So again, if he's in the van, I want to try and make it comfortable for him as well. And yes, we don't get loads of hot days in the UK, but when it is hot, it's not nice. So trying to make it as comfortable as possible. So Mum and Dad changed their caravan this year and actually received, as part of the new caravan package, an aircon unit. So they've never had one. For 30 odd years they've been caravanning, never had air conditioning, didn't think they would use it. First few times they've been away, it changed it for them. They were like, we've just got a constant temperature in the caravan, it's comfortable, I haven't got to worry about having windows open or forgetting that windows are open. So that really changed it for me, thinking actually, I want to do this. I want to go into France into 2024, hoping, fingers crossed, the temperature will be warmer out there as well. So being able how to keep it comfortable so I can get a good sleep and actually enjoy these holidays was really key. So we got that fitted before we went down to Cornwall, and yeah, it really made it comfortable. We use it overnight, we put it into night mode just for that constant circulation of air in the caravan. And it was a changer. Yes, it can be excessive to some people, but for us it just made it a little bit more enjoyable as well. The other thing we got was lock and level, so inflatable airbags to level the caravan. So the first time we went to a site over in Bicester that was a bit uneven, there was Louisa and I trying to level the caravan for the first time. I think it was only our second outing, trying to use the ramps on a twin axle. It was interesting to say the least. So when I, again, at the caravan show, saw lock and level, I thought, actually, this is going to make life easier. We've used it a couple of times now since we've been here, and use it in the storage as well. So when we park up the storage, we put the lock and level under it, pump it up so I can put the second Alco lock on the wheel, deflate it and leave it there. Been told by lock and level it can stay deflated under the tyres for a whole year. It won't perish, it'll be fine. And yes, it has made life a lot easier setting up. With a 4-year-old that's full of get up and go, trying to get set up quickly and easily was really key. We didn't want to delay him for having fun, so the lock and level really did make a massive difference to us as well. When we got the starter package, we got an awning, so we did upgrade to an air awning, and yeah, people say divorce in the bag. Touch wood, so far this year we've not had any issues. So Louise will be inside the van sorting out, I'll be outside getting the air awning up, inflate it with the pump that came with it. Great, 8 minutes, it's up. Extra space was perfect for us. What we did find, so we'd done a couple of weekend trips prior to putting the awning up without an awning, and it was fine. It was great. It was nice. It would have been nice to have a bit of space outside, but it wasn't until we had the awning we realised actually having that space was key. A little bit of extra space outside, just to put your shoes, your coats, whatever it may be, just made life easier. And we thought, actually, I don't want to be taking a full inflatable awning with us just for a weekend. So we looked into the market, and again, go back to Mum and Dad, they brought a porch awning just to put up. Looked around, found one, an air version and a poled version. I looked at the poled version, it was one pole at the front and it was £100 cheaper. So we decided to get the poled one. And yeah, it was great. We've used it a couple of times this year. Just have that little bit of covered area to put the chairs, put Rose shoes or his bike. We always end up taking a bike or a car, whatever it may want to ride on when we go away. So having that bit of extra space really helps out. So that was a real hint for us of going forward. And the other two that we've seen, I will do a different video around all the sort of hints and tips that we found, things we've learned, things we don't like. But service pitches, game changer. They were great. Don't get me wrong, it's not difficult to go for the aqua roll up or enter the grey waste, but not having to worry, being on a level pitch was really good. So we tend to plan on our longer trips. So we're going to France in 24. We've got service pitches for the whole week. But the short weekends, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, from a personal standpoint, it just made life a little bit easier. And as everybody does nowadays, air fryer. What a game changer an air fryer is. Being able to use that on site in the caravan to make a quick breakfast, make a quick dinner, put bits together. It keeps it clean. Don't get me wrong, we've used the oven in the caravan a few times now and it's worked really well. I think it surprised Louisa how efficient the oven is in the caravan. But the air fryer, yeah, put it into the awning, plug it in, away we go. And it has made life so much easier. So yeah, and again, I think The key thing for us and for me personally was the towing mirrors. Being able to have a clear line of sight really changed the game for me. And that nose weight, being able to make sure that you can tow comfortably with no issues. So again, not loading the caravan up, using the car to load up the clothes, everything else was key for us. It changed how we towed. It changed our weekends away. Removes some of that stress because we know that the nose weight in the van as it sits in the storage is where it needs to be. So yeah, this is us. We hope to bring you some more videos, and again, I'd like to put in the comments what you'd like to see. I will be vlogging our trips. We've got, I think, 4 trips booked next year. One is 10 days in France, so we're doing Brittany ferries across the Seine. So I'm going to vlog that as well as going to Disney in a few weeks' time for New Year's Eve as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I plan to do a lot more going forwards, and yeah, any comments, any ideas, please feel free to put it in the comments. But again, please drop us a follow, a like, and look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thanks a lot.